Don't Wrestle Your Neighbor, episode 16. That's what this episode is.
Ed Sheeran's came out with an album.
He did. Have you listened to it yet?
I've listened to about half of it.
I haven't listened to it yet. I heard Shiver, and I heard, what was the other single? The other one that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played Bad Habits.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played Bad Habits on SNL. And then Overpass Graffiti, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was what the song was called. You're not playing the album, are you?
I'm playing.
Don't play the album. Stop. You trying to get us kicked off of YouTube? For goodness sake.
Are we recording right now?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know we were actually on.
Sneaky like that.
Whoops.
No, but Overpass Graffiti, he played that on SNL. I think that's what the song's called. I kind of dug that song. It's kind of different.
Yeah, it is different.
It's kind of good.
Like his whole last album was like ridiculously different.
What do you think about Ed Sheeran these days?
He's a dad now, married man.
Yeah, that's the first thing you go to.
Yeah, I mean, he's grown up, man. All these artists that like I feel like we grew up with are just like their parents and married. And
I bought Plus, Ed Sheeran's first album.
Okay.
At Target. I was walking through the CD aisle, as you did back then.
Yep.
This was probably 2012, maybe 2011. And I was scrolling around and looking, and I saw Plus. And I was like, never heard of this guy. Mm-hmm. Like, I read the track list. Mm-hmm. I looked it up. Just real quick, just a quick Goog, just a little Google. And I looked it up and I was like, because back then you couldn't just listen to albums, like you couldn't just stream them. For all of you out there that are enjoying Spotify and Apple Plus, like you could steal it online, but you had to go like download it and steal it.
Well, and you had to do some work.
Yeah. So back then I just bought albums
years and years ago,
and I just hoped for the best. I was like, I just bought it and hope for the best, and so I bought Plus.
Also, what did you play that CD on?
In my car.
In your car?
And then I think I probably
not
ripped
on a CD
it.
Player.
I probably ripped it onto my laptop and phone or something like that.
Okay. Were you a CD burner back in the day? I was.
Oh, big time. I make playlists and burn a lot of CDs.
I had the whole setup at my house, and so I would buy it for my friends, and I would sell them to my friends for like cheap.
You'd sell it?
Yeah. So like basically, I would.
That's illegal.
Well, I would buy the album. Yeah, actually,
but the second part is very illegal.
When I say that, I mean like I would burn the CD. That is just very illegal.
The more you explain it, the more it's clear to me that it's extremely illegal. You were really thinking about that back then.
I need to cut that out.
No, you're fine.
But
what's the statute of limitations?
Yeah, I know. Is it far enough ago that I'm okay?
I'm sure that you're fine.
Yeah. But I just remember doing that. I forgot that was illegal. Wow.
You forgot it was illegal to take someone else's work, copy it, and sell it to other people as your own?
When I mean sell, I don't really mean that. I mean, we just used to have a ton of CDs, and like they would be paying me for the.
But you kept the original.
Yeah.
They weren't buying it from you.
No.
The original that you bought.
No.
That is what's illegal. If you just sold them the original that you bought, that's not illegal.
Right.
But you burned it.
So
you copied it and then you sold it. You know that warning that they used to have for football games where they were like, the distribution of this game is, and there was like a warning not to tape it and charge other people to watch it.
But like, what if I didn't sell it? What if I just burned the CD?
That's still illegal.
Burning a CD is illegal?
Yeah. You can't do it anymore. You used to be able to do it on iTunes. They'd like tucked away some settings where you could do that. But you cannot do it anymore, I don't think.
Because you used to literally just be able to take the files and like place them on the disc.
Well, here's the thing. You can't do that anymore. And you can't. Here's the thing too, is that you can only kind of download music.
Yeah, we got to cut all this out. I can't be a criminal.
I'm not cutting any of this out. So anyway, I bought this CD, and me and
Plus.
Carly, plus the first Ed Sheeran album.
This
me
is
and
so
Carly,
crazy. You guys have been together this long.
yeah, me and Carly were going to the Ozarks for like a
Trip.
I don't know. You know, I'm not a big like go to the Ozarks for a trip guy.
Fair.
But back then,
Mm-hmm.
Carly's grandparents used to have a condo down there. Some stuff like that. So anyway, we were going down there and we are just going to hang out and stuff like that. So we went on this trip and I listened to the album all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is
Good.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's different. It's a different voice.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Very unique voice. Plus was like a very interesting album in comparison to everything else that was out at the time. Because it was like party rock,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Party rocking in the house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we listened to that album. What are your favorite albums by him? I'll say mine are definitely Plus and Multiply.
I think I love Multiply, but I'm currently looking up his albums because I don't know them by name.
It's Plus, Multiply, Divide, and now Equal.
Okay.
Yellow, it was orange was Plus, the color. Green was Multiply, blue was Divide.
Plus is probably my favorite album.
Yeah.
There are songs that album puts me in my feels.
I actually think Plus has some super good songs. Multiply?
It's good. It's really good.
Kind of came into the songwriting there. Like
Multiply.
there are some crazy songs on Multiply.
Yes.
I listened to Multiply. That was back when I was like mowing lawns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I listened to Multiply all the way through.
Wait, did you listen? So what about X?
That's Multiply.
Really? Oh,
That's
X.
the sign for
symbol for Multiply is X. I'm struggling today. I'm in the midst of sermon writing, and my brain is just done.
Yeah, that's Multiply.
I just announced to the people that I burned CDs as a kid, and
What about X?
I've also just said, what about X? I hate myself.
That's okay.
So actually, I would say Multiply is my favorite. Then
It's a good one. Those first two
Tenor
are
of C
really,
is
really
a-
phenomenal.
is phenomenal song.
Photograph on that album got me.
Yeah.
The chorus of that song, man, really good. But all that to be said, I haven't listened to his newest album yet, but I've heard some songs off of it.
There's some songs on there that are really good.
Yeah, he always has some good. Like I feel like he will always have some good songs.
He's a good songwriter.
It's just a matter of like, is the album as a whole,
Right.
does it do it?
Well,
you know?
yeah. So X or Multiply,
Right.
I think has no misses. I think Plus has no misses. I think Divide has some good songs.
Yeah, I didn't like Divide as much as like a whole album,
Right, I would agree. There were some songs on there,
but there are some good songs.
like
on
Castle on the Hill is in that song, is in that album, and
there. Is Castle on a Hill on Divide?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought that was on.
I'm pretty sure it's Castle on the Hills and Divide. Yeah.
Oh
it's the
yeah, you're
second
right
song.
because you're right
yeah,
because
I really
Multiply
love
had
that song.
Don't
Yep.
and Nina, Photograph.
Tenor of C
Yeah, man, there's some good songs on that album.
for sure.
Check out most of the. I wonder if any of the people watching this, like in the group, have listened to Multiply. It's a good album.
I mean, if you haven't listened,
Get
to
in
Ed
your
Sheeran,
feels.
You need to get
Put
in
your headphones
feels.
on. Put your AirPods in your ears.
Yes.
Put your Bluetooth headphones in and
Put your
listen.
pods of air.
Listen to Multiply, because I say that because back then we were listening on our wired headphones,
Wired.
plugged into the top of our iPhone,
Yes. The worst. What
our car.
What kind of iPod did you have?
I had an iPod Nano
Okay.
with the wheel.
Oh.
I had an iPod Shuffle
Okay.
that was just made no sense at all. I had, and then I think I went to iPhone, which had like you could store music on it and stuff like that.
So I had the iPod, like the thick boy.
I had one of those, but it was like I had the Nano, and then somebody gave me an older.
I still
thick boy
have that iPod
with all the songs
with
on
all
it.
the songs.
Whoa!
On it. Only thing is, can't find a charger for it.
Oh,
So
how many songs do you think are on that thing?
Oh,
That was such a novelty.
Thousands.
That was such a novelty thought to walk around with like, this holds 1,000 songs.
Well, and it was like
in my pocket, I can have 1,000 songs.
I left it in my car.
Yeah.
In like this middle of the summer, and it got hot, and it died pretty extensively, and so I haven't recouped it since then.
I gotcha.
And so I'm hoping that it still has life, because there's some songs on there that brought me through some stuff.
Really bring it back.
Yeah, but that thing was my life, and like in high school, that's all I had. Like,
I had the Nano,
because my iPhone did not have music on it. At least I didn't use my iPhone for music.
I think my dad has my Nano and it still works.
Senior in high school, really?
Yeah, I think it still rocks on.
Those early Apple products, man, those things were indestructible.
Dude.
I mean, now you got the phones; they break pretty easy. But those iPods, man,
yeah,
you could throw those across the gymnasium floor.
I never tried that.
Dunn did it.
Well, I did it.
Yep.
Since we're on the topic of music, did you watch any of the CMTs last night? Or CMAs, sorry.
No.
Country Music Awards.
I don't think I've ever watched the Country Music Awards.
Why not? It's kind of funny. It's kind of fun.
So Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah.
Are you super excited about it?
No.
You're not a lover of Thanksgiving?
I like Thanksgiving.
It's
just fine.
probably one of my favorite holidays. I won't say favorite because I do love Christmas.
I like Thanksgiving. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to have the time off and a little time off and spend it with family. Yes. I enjoy that.
So that's coming up. It's not this week, but it's the following week. Want to let you know, or I want you to let the people know, what are your favorite foods for Thanksgiving?
Oh, well, we see we got greens, beans.
We got greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, lambs,
yams. Yeah. No, I would say I do like eating turkey on Thanksgiving. But also, if somebody said we're having barbecue for Thanksgiving, I'd be fine with that. So, I'm going to go with sides, because I think that the main meat can kind of be, as long as it's not like disgusting dry meat of some kind, then I'm okay with it being like steak, pork, turkey, like barbecue of some kind. Like I'm cool with kind of any of those. I do like having barbecue for Thanksgiving. I think that that's nice sometimes. But I really like broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole.
Okay.
You've never tried that before?
No. I didn't have my first casserole till I met my wife's family.
There you go. And also, my mom makes these like cheesy, like bacon, like potato things that are good. Also, Terry makes like some good, like cheesy potato.
Who's Terry?
Dish. Terry Words.
I know who it is.
Harley's mom.
Gotcha.
My mother-in-law. She makes some good, like cheesy potatoes.
What other food do you like?
So I like the broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole. I like the various cheesy potato situations that take place.
Various cheesy potatoes.
You know, not a stuffing guy.
Me either.
Don't like stuffing.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan of. I've had. Don't get me wrong. I've had some stuffings that are good, but never like, oh, I just cannot wait for the stuffing.
Well, I just typically don't eat it
Love
because
stuffing.
It's like 50% that I'll like it. Like sometimes it's like,
also,
it's
what's
really
the
good.
deal with like, so stuffings? There's like, they'll have like a normal stuffing material in there, and then they're just like, also raisins, or like also grapes, like random fruit
in the stuff.
In the stuffing. Yeah. You've never encountered, have you ever tried stuffing?
Yes.
What kind of stuffing have you had in the past?
The stuffing where I have no idea what's been put in it.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what this it's just like a Thanksgiving kind of mush. Like it's just kind of like a mushy brown,
right?
Just Thanksgiving situation. Yeah, but then also raisins.
I don't know that I've ever
Skittles.
You're lying at this point.
No, not Skittles.
But raisins?
Yeah, I've had stuffing where it's just like, and now raisins are in here. Now grapes or some random fruit, apple slices.
Like, so when you say it's in the stuffing, you can like, you have the stuffing and then there's grapes and like there's grapes and
it's
fruit
in there.
on top
You're like,
of it,
there
or
it
it's
is.
in the stuffing.
It's in there. It's like, there it is right there. I can see it. Raisins. You've never heard of this? No. Or just like cranberries are in there now.
I've heard of like the cranberry like
sauce.
Yeah, cranberry sauce.
No. But then now there are just cranberries in there. Yeah.
This is real life. You're not trolling.
I'm not messing with you. This
Stuffing
is a real thing.
with fruit.
It's like in it. Yeah. It's just a random like.
Raisins.
And now.
Grapes.
There's just.
I thought you were making a joke.
You know that old familiar brown mush that you eat every year? Now there's raisins in it.
That is insane to me. Okay, so you're not a fan of stuffing, but what other foods do you like? I'm eating lots of cheese.
Corn casserole.
You want to clog your arteries on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Corn casserole I really like. My mom makes a delicious corn casserole. I know you're not a big casserole boy.
No,
but my mom makes a really good corn casserole. I like that one.
Okay.
I like corn casserole. I mean, it's all casseroles. Like for me, like it's like the meat, like whatever meat you're having, and then all the other sides are pretty much casseroles.
Okay.
Or like a cranberry situation or a stuffing situation or like there's usually like a mac and cheese in the mix, like a good mac and cheese in the mixture. I feel like that's going to be one of yours. What are yours? We've spent long enough on me.
Yeah. Apparently your family makes stuffing with raisins. I'm like appalled at that. Like, I'm appalled.
I didn't say that it's my favorite thing.
Anyway, my all-time favorite, like, I love a good ham on Thanksgiving.
Ugh.
I know you don't like ham, but both of my sets of my grandparents and my mom make a fantastic ham.
What is it? Honey glazed?
Yeah, it's honey glazed ham. It's
probably good. Honestly.
It's really good.
I just had a bad experience. I know that ham is probably like a good meal.
I love ham,
but
I like
personally, it's not for me. I don't believe every ham is created equal.
I would agree.
Not all hams are good. There are probably
Black
some
Forest
hams.
Ham, not about it.
You know what?
It's gotta be
serving
honey.
ham cold? No thanks.
Okay. Well.
Hard pass on serving ham cold. Can I have it warm, please?
Okay.
You're a cold ham guy?
I mean, I eat ham sandwiches that aren't cold. That are cold.
I'm working on it. I'm just not.
You're a work in progress.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Yeah, I get it. I also like.
I'll usually take like a piece and eat it every time and be like, "What do you think now, Evan's mouth?" Like, taste buds.
Talking to yourself in third
taste
person
buds?
now.
Taste buds. What do you feel? What do we say?
Are we okay?
What's the vote? No, nay. Okay, we won't. I usually will take like a piece. Yeah, we're like right
now. Like I order from Walmart. I go to the deli at Walmart and I get sliced honey ham for my sandwiches at home.
I got you.
That's the way to go. But yeah, so I love a good honey ham. My family, like we have. There's probably always a turkey, but I don't ever eat the turkey. There's a ham. I'm not a big fan of turkey. I just think it's really hard to do it right. When turkey is easy to make. I
actually think turkey isn't as hard as people make it out to be, but I think you have to just go super simple with it.
Well, simple, or you cannot be like focused on another large meat.
Right.
Because like for us, we do ham and turkey. And so like I feel like the ham gets more care, if I'm being honest,
right,
than the turkey does. But so I love a good ham. My family, we only really do like ham, turkey, greens, mac and cheese, stuffing. There'll be cranberry sauce, which is so interesting.
Wait, so you just do a ham or you also do a turkey?
We do both.
You do both. Okay, I got you.
But like the cranberry sauce is so interesting to me because it's like, it's not a sauce.
Do you eat it usually?
I've tried it, but I don't usually eat it.
What's the form of? I feel like cranberry sauce takes a lot of forms.
So like, it would be
Is it like gelatinous?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The way that I've seen it.
It's sliced. You slice.
Yeah, it's sliced out. Yeah.
Cranberry sauce.
Yes. So it's so strange to me. But anyway, so we typically don't have that many different, like then we have like mashed potatoes will be there. Sweet potatoes.
My grandma does sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top.
Okay, I've seen that. I've
like
tasted
melted marshmallows on top.
So I'd probably say my favorite though, other than like ham, would be my family makes a really good. Like my wife, my mom, my grandma, they all make the exact same baked mac and cheese. My wife has obviously learned from my grandmother and my mother, but
baked mac and cheese,
mac and cheese, man, like it's to die for.
How do you keep? Sometimes I run into this issue with mac and cheese where you'll like make the mac and cheese. And And I'm going to say this word and it might make you uncomfortable, but like whenever you're,
I'm ready.
you look like you were like getting ready.
I was.
There's like whenever you're making mac and cheese and you're like stirring it up.
Is this in,
When you put the cheese in, in a pot.
Okay.
Cool. Cause you always have to like make it in a pot and then bake it. Where it's like,
So we're talking like Kraft.
you make, no, well, no, like in any mac and cheese.
Okay.
I think usually, I don't know how y'all make mac and cheese, but usually you have to like put it together in a pot and kind of melt the cheese with it. And then you pour it into a dish and bake it.
Correct.
So the problem I run into is it like, when you're making it in the pot, it's
hard to
like,
keep it moist,
it's
is what you're
slappy. It's like good and slappy, you know, where it's like you want a good mac and cheese to have like a good like slappy noise.
You wanted to have a good slap.
Yeah. And and like when you put it to bake it, sometimes it gets dried out.
That's true.
So how do you keep it from getting dried out in the oven?
So if I'm being completely honest, I don't know the answer to this.
I didn't really think you would.
But no, I'm not even going to give it.
Let's guess. Lots of butter. I don't know. Maybe you just make it extra like.
You probably have to just put more milk or like.
Yeah, maybe so.
I would probably,
like way more than you think you need
probably,
or something like that.
Yeah. Or I would say butter would be a good solution.
Butter.
But yeah, good mac and cheese, a good baked mac and cheese. I love a good sweet potato with some brown sugar. Yeah. And then, my family has a recipe that they make pound cake. And like that's the classic dessert.
Man,
that
I love cake. But
I'm
I
not
feel
a big
like,
fan of cake.
I feel
love
like
pound
I
cake.
feel like having a good cake is crucial. But it's like what you mean by good cake is kind of a toss up.
Yeah. So like you've never tried the pound cake that my family eats. I tell you about it all the time.
I've never tried it.
It's Bailey now can make it well. And
Wait, was there a time where she made it poorly?
Well, it's really hard to master because the way in which you have to cook it, it's like, especially if you don't know your oven, like it's just it can crumble, it can fall apart.
Baking is a whole separate situation.
It's a whole beast.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, when I say that she makes it well now, I mean she tried once. And
right.
It was I ate it and it was fine.
I got you.
But now
it's on a new level.
It's on a new level. It's up there. Like, grandma, mom, like she's there. It's
wow.
great.
She's on the platform.
She's on the platform. Yeah. So
the bronze medal, gold or bronze, silver, gold.
We're not going to put them in order.
We're not going to put them in order.
I don't want to do that.
She's on the platform.
She's on the platform for sure. So love a good pound cake. But what is your favorite? Do you have any like traditions on Thanksgiving that you do, or right around that time? That you can tell to the audience.
No, so the day after Thanksgiving,
okay,
we usually go get our Christmas tree.
I legit had no idea what to do with that mac and cheese.
How are we gonna keep it from getting dry? To be honest with you, I don't know.
Anywho,
no, yeah, usually the day after we'll go get our Christmas tree. We go cut one down.
Okay.
Go get our Christmas tree.
I think I want to try that this year. We'll see if Bailey lets me, but
yeah, I'm sure she will. She loves Christmas. I'm sure she'll be all about it. You mean getting a real Christmas tree?
Yeah, I had one growing up, and a part of me wants it. It's just messy.
Have you ever had a year where you didn't have a Christmas tree?
No.
There's never been a single year in your life where you didn't have a Christmas tree?
Like a real one?
Just in any Christmas tree?
No.
There just wasn't a Christmas tree?
Yes, there was. In my apartment, we did not have a Christmas tree, but when I went home, there was a Christmas tree.
But like I wouldn't count that as not having a Christmas tree.
Okay, because like at my apartment during Christmas time, there was no Christmas tree.
I got you.
Because me and my roommate, we were very cheap, and we weren't going to buy a Christmas tree for us to be gone during the holidays.
So. Yeah, I understand that completely.
So no, it's probably because.
So you've had a Christmas tree every year of your life. That's lucky, man. That's really nice.
I'm sorry.
That's nice, dude. That must be nice. What about your tradition?
I feel like we need to unpack some things.
Let's leave it in the suitcase.
Wow. So Black Friday shopping is really big for my family.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You get some cheap stuff?
I want to say it was like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, where they were like the stores. I think in way to compete with like Amazon.
Yeah.
They opened up Black Friday shopping on like Thursday night.
Yeah.
Do you remember when that happened? Like it was a
Yeah.
massive. It was a pretty drastic. Instead of it being midnight.
I see myself buying a lot of things on Amazon this year.
Yeah, me too. But do you remember though when Black Friday shopping was legit at midnight on Friday?
Yeah, yeah.
So
definitely.
but now, like I remember very clearly.
It starts like Thanksgiving at 6.
Yeah, like I remember when that happened, and there was this big like fight, like
at your local Walmart or whatever.
No, like in my family, like
Oh.
we need to spend time with family. We need to. Blah,
but
blah,
we
blah.
also
gotta
get those
We also
deals.
got to get those deals. So I just remember that very clearly. But I would say Black Friday shopping. If I'm with my dad's side of the family, Black Friday shopping. If we're at my parents' house, Black Friday shopping.
Bailey's family,
Bailey's
Big Friday,
family,
Black Friday shoppers.
Not really. They're pretty good. They get some really good Amazon deals. They're pretty. Sharon's, which is my mother-in-law, she's on it. So
Are you the guy? Are you a guy that's out shopping at like 1 a.m?
I want a TV, so yes.
You buy a TV every year?
This past year was the first year, and since I've been married, that I didn't buy a TV.
How many TVs do you have?
Well, so I've gotten rid of some.
He has a wall of TVs.
So March Madness is glorious.
Every
at my
game on
house.
at the same time.
But I mean, realistically, since I've been married, this will be my 4th year. We've been married 4 years, so we have a TV at my house. We have 4 TVs right now. So,
How many do I have?
but we'll probably get rid of. There's one that's an old school TV, and so like it doesn't have a box.
I got
So it's like it's kind of pointless.
It's on its way out.
It's not a smart TV. Yeah, it's on its way out. So
Yeah.
I'll probably get a new TV, but I love the culture of Black Friday shopping. So like sometimes I'll go.
There's culture to it?
Well, like the culture of
The
it.
cutthroat culture.
Well, yeah. Like I mean, I love going and like just watching people. I think it's fun. I mean, like you
Yeah.
go there and like for me, like if I'm gonna go Black Friday shopping, I'm going to have a purpose. So 2 years ago, I went and got a TV.
Right.
I went to Best Buy. Me and my brother-in-law, we went to Best Buy to get this TV, and there were some other things that I got, like some headphones and stuff like that, because you see all the little deals.
Mhm.
But like just watching people
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah, probably
Like,
so.
Yeah. So.
I've been Black Friday shopping, I think, once,
Mm-hmm.
where it was like I went late and it was like the classic Black Friday shopping
Yeah, I know.
experience. The chaotic
I'm all
Black
about
Friday
it, man.
shopping.
I'm all about it. So,
Yeah.
but other traditions, I don't really think so. I think the day, if I remember correctly, as a kid, whenever we returned home after Thanksgiving, like that following week, we would do Christmas, like decorate the house. And stuff
Oh,
like that.
gotcha. Yeah,
So, and then probably a week after that, we'd go get the tree. We were weird. Like our family, like we would go get our Christmas tree like a week before Christmas.
Oh no, that's mine was the same way.
Yeah, we would go get our Christmas
By
tree.
the time we went to get our Christmas tree, all the good ones were gone.
Yeah, and so every year, like there'd be like,
Be like, oh, I like this one, but
at
it's
one
kind
point
of.
had 300 trees.
Yeah.
and then when we got there was like 15.
I like this tree, but it's really crooked. I like this one, but it's got like a bald spot. I'll just take the bald spot and we'll point it the
It's
other
not that
direction.
full. The tree's not very full.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, yeah, those are kind of our traditions. Not a ton.
But hey, me, not anymore, man. A Christmas tree every year right after Thanksgiving now.
That's a great time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a good little time.
I've got a kid now, so
I think that might make it a little bit harder this year.
I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
He'll be cool.
Well, because like in like 6 years, he'll be able to like help
Saw
you.
it down.
Yeah, and like because right now you're just gonna be a lone wolf.
I always am the one that's always cutting the tree down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Carly usually cuts the tree down.
Does she really?
I usually stand by as she
That's
crawls
not what I
underneath
meant. I
and
meant
cuts
like
the tree.
carrying the tree. I meant like all of that. Like,
Oh
it'd be
yeah,
nice to
I
have your
make
son.
Carly carry the tree.
Okay, that's nice.
Last year when she was pregnant, I was like, "You got to carry this."
Sounds about right.
She just lifted it over her head.
Honestly, when you're pregnant, I feel like you got super strength.
The super strength, yeah,
I feel like it's a
definitely.
real thing.
Do we have a
Anywho,
fact today?
We do have a fact today, and it's a pretty interesting one. First and foremost, do you happen to know how many teeth humans have?
Isn't it 20 something?
I wanted to say 27, but then I realized that that's the alphabet.
Oh.
So I don't know what
The
it
number
is.
that came to mind was 26.
That's pretty interesting that yours was that.
Why?
Because it was one less than mine.
Oh, I
But-
thought maybe you were going to tell me I was right or something.
I don't actually know.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9.
So, orca fact of the day. And we're going to do twofold. One, orcas can weigh up to 12,000 pounds.
Wait. It's not Orca Week anymore. That's
You're
over.
getting 2 more orca facts.
That's over.
You're getting 2
Two bonus
two
Orca
bonus
facts?
Orca facts.
Wow.
They can weigh up to 12,000 pounds.
Whoa. That's heavy.
That's heavy.
That's big boy dolphin right there.
Big boy dolphin. Also,
That's definitely going to be my gamer tag.
they have 45 teeth.
That's a pretty good amount of teeth.
That's
I mean, not as many teeth as sharks, but
No, 45.
That's a lot of teeth.
I
would say
cannot
that's-
believe that I forgot that it's no longer Orca Week.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to live on forever.
You wanted it to just go on and on and on.
and on and on.
But it's not. We're back to just regular old lame facts.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you want to learn about this week, and I will do the research.
Yeah. Trey will gladly, especially if it's some sort of animal.
Yeah.
You
I love animals.
You
Animal
love
Planet.
animal facts. Yeah.
I do. I spent a lot of time as a kid watching Animal Planet and National Geographic, so
Yeah.
it's just a way of life at this point.
That's cool.
Anywho.
Did you ever watch that movie Wild America?
No, I didn't.
It's about 3 brothers who set out to become like wildlife photographers and documentary like filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about like them setting out and like having adventures and like filming wildlife and going to national parks and stuff like that.
Is it awesome?
It's fun. Yeah, it's a really fun movie.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Wild America.
Anywho, be good to each other, love one another, and remember,
Don't-
wrestle your...
Neighbor?
I really cut you off there. Sorry, friend.
Don't
Wrestle
your
neighbor.
don't
Wrestle
your
neighbor.
don't
Don't
wrestle
wrestle
nor
your
neighbor.
neighbor. Bye.
Bye.